Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're doing all about Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale, so overview, FAQ, as well as tips and tricks. And later at 5:15 today, I will be posting my Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale budgeting guide. So if you want to spend $25, $50, $75, you're only looking at the 50% off items or the 75% off items, that video is going to cover everything pricing and budgeting. Now, I will not be online or posting on December 24th or December 25th, but I will be back on the 26th. So I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season, a very Merry Christmas. I know I'm not typically a red lipstick wearer, but I was feeling really festive today, so that is what we're going with. But if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. We do all things body care on my channel. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's dive right into the SAS overview. All right, you guys, I'm going to sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here. This is going to be truly an overview video. We're going to start as basic as what does SAS even stand for? We're going to go into when does it happen? What is the sale? What is included? And then lastly, we're going to round up with a couple of my tips and tricks and really how to shop the sale to have the best experience, not be overwhelmed, and most importantly for some of us to stay within our budget. That being said, we're going to start off with what is SAS, especially if you're new to Bath & Body Works. Maybe you're new to my channel and you're like, I'm seeing all these SAS videos, like what does that even mean? So semi-annual sale, or SAS, stands for semi-annual sale, and that basically just means that the sale is going to be happening twice a year. How Bath & Body Works runs their semi-annual sale is that they will do a summer semi-annual sale and a winter semi-annual sale. Now, the summer semi-annual sale already happened for 2025. That sale usually runs from around mid-June all the way into kind of mid-late July. However, they have been shifting the start date for that sale over the years. I think this year in particular, it started really late. But if you're familiar with that sale, or you're like, I can't really remember which ones, what all was included in that sale earlier this year, we saw things like the Christmas and July collection. We also had a huge bringbacks portion. So we had things like Chocolate Amber, Velvet Sugar, Be Enchanted. Those are all the ones that I picked up. We also had things like Bali Mango, Into the Wild. It was a really fun, expansive collection of vault bringbacks. Now, the winter semi-annual sale always starts on the same date, regardless of the year. It always has, and it starts on December 26th or Boxing Day. Now, you'll see a lot of other brands do a Boxing Day or December 26th sale as well. Bath & Body Works will be included in that group. Now, the December 26th or the winter semi-annual sale is going to start, again, December 26th, and usually it runs through about mid-January or until supplies last. Semi-annual sale definitely has a very strong start. Then they usually restock about halfway through, and then it just kind of dwindles down until the majority of their items go out of stock, which usually for a winter semi-annual sale is around kind of mid-January, because then they're starting to put out their Valentine's Day. Usually we get an Everyday Luxuries collection kind of earlier in the year, so they need to kind of phase everything out. But that's just your quick overview on semi-annual sale, what it stands for, and when it happens. Now we're going to go into what all is included. So the first thing that is going to be included, and there's really three categories of products. There is a slight differentiation between the summer and the winter, so I'll quickly walk through that as well. But the first thing we're going to have is going to be if a scent is going to be discontinued or repackaged, and that really just relates to the signature line. So I think one of the best examples I have is from the summer semi-annual sale of earlier this year. At the Beach recently went through a repackage, so we saw a lot of At the Beach, at least in my store, in these semi-annual sale bins. Now, fortunately for At the Beach, it was not getting discontinued, it was just getting a packaging refresh. That one is currently still on the shelves, and I think it's going to be on the shelves as part of the signature line for a very long time. However, we also saw some discontinued fragrances that are getting discontinued in the summer semi-annual sale, and in my SAS bins, we saw a lot of those everyday luxuries, so like Pistachio Glaze, and I think it's Imperfect Beauty as well. Fragrances like those, they're not getting repackaged, they're getting discontinued, so they will make their way to the semi-annual sale bins. Now, the second thing we're going to see are going to be fragrances that they brought back specifically for semi-annual sale, and a lot of people call these repackages, but really what they are bring back. So for the winter semi-annual sale, I have made an entire video on all of the bring backs, so if you're interested, highly encourage you to check that video out. But in this winter semi-annual sale, we're going to really see three collections, and I'll just kind of highlight a couple, so you can go watch that video if you want more detail. We're going to see a cocktail themed collection featuring things like Island Margarita. Yes, it is coming in the body care. We're also going to see another collection called Fruit Stand, where we're going to get brown sugar and fig returning. And then the last collection that has been confirmed is much more of this like very coquette and girly collection featuring things like Fairy Tale and Lovely Dreamer. So those are going to be really just those bring back fragrances. A lot of years we'll see Cucumber Melon brought back or Plumeria brought back. Sometimes we've seen Freesia brought back. So it just depends what Bath & Body Works chooses for those bringbacks. But Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale will always feature a bringback of some fashion. Now, the last thing we're going to see is overstock product. And here's really where we see the difference between the winter semi-annual sale and the summer semi-annual sale. Now, when it comes to overstock items for the summer semi-annual sale, it's really just tied down to those tropical items. So your Waikiki Beach Coconut and your Costa Rica Pink Pineapple Sunrise. In my store in specific, that was really the only like body care collections or select collections that made it to the SAS bins. Everything from Valentine's Day was completely wiped out. And really besides that, we didn't have any big Easter body care this year. So wasn't any Easter to be found in the semi-annual sale bins. Now for the winter semi-annual sale, because they do such a large Halloween collection, a fall collection, as well as their Christmas and holiday collection, you're gonna see a lot more of that overstock product in the semi-annual sale bins. So I would not be surprised, especially if we see a lot of Halloween this year. I just think for whatever reason, Halloween didn't do as well. There was a lot of Halloween in my store, so I'm definitely banking on Halloween being at semi-annual sale. I'm also planning on seeing a lot of the Christmas items. This is just something we see every year. They're always going to have overstock Vanilla Bean Noel and Winter Candy Apple and Twisted Peppermint. They're always in my store. So you're going to see a lot more of those overstock items just because they're making a lot more product during the fall and winter than what they are in the summer. Now, what is not going to be on sale is going to be things in the signature range. So that is really what differentiates the SAS from a total body care sale or body care day. While body care day and those total body care sales apply to the entire store, SAS is just limited to the products in the SAS bins. The SAS bins are going to be the red bins in the kind of front of your store. Usually they have a couple of stands where they're just filled with red bins, and you will see that bright yellow duck with either 50% off or 75% off and a big almost like flashing SAS sign. So you definitely won't miss them, but this is not going to include things in the signature range. So I would not expect 1,000 Wishes to be on sale or like Japanese Cherry Blossom or some of your kind of cult favorites, unless of course they're getting a repackage, which I know some of them have just been recently repackaged. So I don't think we're going to be seeing any of those, but it is not a total body care sale. It is really limited to those bringbacks, to the scents being discontinued and repackaged, and then also to the fragrances that are overstock product. Now, the next big question I get is, what is the sale? Is this really a good sale? Bath & Body Works runs a lot of sales, and I know you steer us away from some and others you're super for. This is going to be a sale I'm super for with a caveat. So the sale is going to be select items 50 to 75% off. I am for the 75% off portion of the sale. I am not for the 50% off version of the sale, again, with another caveat. So if you're looking for your typical core body care products, your body lotion, your fine fragrance mist, your body wash, your body cream, definitely take advantage of the $75 price point. You're going to be able to get things in that $4, $5 range, or even the $3 range as well. So that's going to be awesome. I'm a fan of the 50% off if you're going for things like the perfumes or the colognes and you're able to find them. 50% off is going to be a great deal on those, but 50% off on the typical body care, it's a buy three, get three. It's not the best deal. So definitely 75% off is a big thumbs up for me when it comes to any of those core body care items. If you're able to find a perfume that you like or a cologne that you like, and it's only going for 50% off, I still think that's a thumbs up because you're going to be saving a lot of money. And I don't think there's going to be another sale throughout the entire year where you're going to be able to get it at 50% off, except for Black Friday, which you did have to end up buying 6 of them. So that's going to be the caveat there, but this is going to be a really good sale. And in that budgeting video, I'm going to tell you about the specific days I would recommend going, because usually we see the first day is going to have a flat rate. It's going to be the lowest rate. And then we're going to go back into that tiered system of 75% off. So products may be more expensive than others depending on their original price. All of that will be discussed. All the pricing will be discussed in the budgeting video at 5:15 though. So that really wraps up the what is SAS, what's on sale versus what's not on sale, and what is the sale. Now we're gonna wrap up with my tips and tricks. Now, my first tip, and this really goes along with that budgeting video, is know what your budget is, but more specifically, know how many products equal your budget. For me personally, it's a lot easier for me to go, okay, $25, that equals 5 products. I'm only gonna get 5 products. Rather than going, well, I have $25 to spend. That's like 5 or 6, maybe 7 items, is it 6 items? And then you start buying, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, I actually wanted the set of this. And then you grab another set, and then all of a sudden you're at the checkout, and it's like, your total is $56. And you're like, oh, that is a lot more than $25. So I definitely recommend not only knowing your budget, but knowing how many products equal that budget. And that budgeting video will do a really good job explaining the kind of conversion rates for a $25, a $50, a $75, and a $100 budget. The second piece of advice I have is for those of us who don't like a super overwhelming store, or don't feel like you want to be pushed around and you can't even really smell the fragrances and take your time. If you're one of those people, I'm one of those people, I do not recommend going to a Bath & Body Works in a mall if you can help it. And now the reason why I say that is because a lot of people in the mall are going to see these 75% off and these big capital letter sale signs hanging outside and around the Bath & Body Works. And even if they had no intention of going into the store, they'll go, I didn't know there was a sale today, and walk in, and suddenly you're gonna have very long lines, big crowds, and it's gonna be a little bit overwhelming. I would definitely prioritize these standalone Bath & Body Works. Now, by standalone, I mean they're just in an outdoor shopping complex or something like that. And that is because usually the people going to those stores, they know it's semi-annual sale time. They're like, okay, this is what I want to get. I'm intentionally going to Bath & Body Works. I'm not just stumbling upon it. Now, other people in the shopping complex might see the sale sign and be like, I didn't go to Bath & Body Works today. But usually it's going to be a lot less overwhelming than what it would be in the mall. And that is something that I definitely prefer. And I also find because there are less people, less foot traffic into the store, typically they are a little bit better on having a wider variety of product and more stock. Now, the third tip I have is going to be only buy what you would buy at full price. I have learned this the hard way. There have been some fragrances where I'm like, this smells good. It smells fine. Would I have bought it full price? No. Did it still smell fine? Yes. But because it was on sale, I bought it. Cotton Candy Clouds. I'm really sorry if you like that one. When I smelled it, I thought it was really good. But the more I used it, when I got to the halfway point, I was like, okay, this is probably one that I liked but not loved, bought it because it was on the sales price, and now I am trudging my way through it. Definitely recommend only buying things you would buy full price. It's definitely going to save your wallet and it's going to save you some closet space. So highly recommend following that tip. Definitely something I have learned and I follow for myself. Tip number 4 is going to be have awareness of your coupons and your gift cards. Now, unlike at some other sales where you're not able to do coupon stacking, you are able to do that at the semi-annual sale, especially with those of us having the holiday mailers and maybe a 10 off 30 or a 20% off coupon. Definitely don't rush to use them. If you're going to shop the semi-annual sale, do not be afraid to use them. Do not be afraid to use your gift cards. You're going to get a great deal on these, and this is going to be the best use of those coupons and those gift cards, getting things at the lowest price possible. Remember those. It's so easy to be like, oh, sale, totally forgot my coupons. It's on sale. Prioritize those coupons and their gift cards. It's going to be a great time to use those. Tip number 5 is going to be conduct an inventory of your collection. Know what you have in your collection. Know what you want to use up. Know how much closet space you have. Know everything about your inventory. That way you, 1, don't overbuy. 2, for those of us who have really large collections, these are a lot of bringbacks that are pretty popular. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you already own these. So definitely double check your collection, check it twice. So you're not overbuying and you're not buying oh man, I totally forgot, because the packaging will be different. But also this is a good time to maybe check your inventory and go, I have a lot of jasmine fragrances. There are some SAS fragrances that have jasmine in it. I'm not a big jasmine person. I don't need another one. That's also a good way to do this and kind of navigate so you don't wind up with probably 18 jasmine fragrances as well. But that is tip number 5. I inventory maybe 3 or 4 times a year. I also have a very small collection, so I have pretty good awareness, but I can't recommend doing an inventory January, especially before the big sales enough. Now, the last tip I have is know that more stuff is coming in early 2026. Sometimes it can be super excited. We get super into the sale, and definitely get super into the sale if this is something you're excited about and these are a lot of your favorite products, but also know that there is going to be a lot more coming. I have to do another video on Valentine's Day. I have to do another video on everyday luxuries. I have to do another video on January planning. I did not realize how much we have coming in early 2026 until I did some research, and I was like, I have my work cut out for me, but that is very exciting. So we're going to have Valentine's Day. We're going to have another everyday luxuries collection. We're going to have the spring collection rolling in. We're going to have Easter collections rolling in. There is a lot coming. So if you're one of those people that likes, checking out the new products, you're really into seasonal items, maybe don't spend a lot at SAS, maybe get just what you need. Save that money for the newer collections that are coming as well, because those are going to be equally exciting. That being said, always no pressure in shopping the sale. This is not to promote you to go buy. Don't overbuy. Don't buy just to buy. I never ever want to promote that or overconsumption on my channel. Buy what you love, buy what you use. That's really how I use my body care. But as far as an informational video, I hope you found it was helpful. If you are new to the Bath & Body Works community, I especially hope this was helpful for you in kind of breaking down what the sale is. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.